next game is Missile Command 3D. And before I come to the game and show you the game, I have to say this is also another game that is pretty special. Number one, it has a notice on the back that it was optimized for the Pro controller, and this game was supposed to be using the virtual reality headset because Atari wanted to release this one right here, the virtual reality headset with this gun controller. And I think it's really a shame that this device never reached the market. One of the ideas from Atari was that they actually wanted to make the headset and the joystick, and you can actually move around with the headset, but they cancelled that idea because they thought that people would run into obstacles, walls, anything like that at home. So they changed the design and made a tracking station so that you can place the tracking station in front of you and play the virtual reality headset right in front of the TV. And this picture that I already showed you with the red and black headset, only two of those prototypes were made, and they were showing this prototype to Atari, and they weren't that excited because the resolution was pretty low on the headset, so they had to improve the resolution and try to make the device better. And later on they made the same headset in blue and black, and by the time they wanted to show it to Atari again, the Atari Jaguar system was no longer supported, or better let's say Atari actually at that time dropped the Atari Jaguar. As far as I know, also only one or two prototypes were actually made of the blue and the black virtual reality headset. But this was one game, or the only game that was released that would have supported the virtual reality headset. Okay, now the game. The original Missile Command was a title by Atari from the arcades, and you can actually play the arcade version on this cartridge. You have the original version, which is the arcade, then you have the 3D version and the virtual game mode. And in this game you have 3 missile turrets, and you have to protect the cities below and have to shoot down rockets or bombs or whatever those things are. And the original version is pretty cool and makes a lot of fun. The 3D version, it looks also pretty decent, not impressive, but pretty decent, and for some kind of reason it is kind of a different gaming experience. So I also think this is also a pretty cool version of Missile Command. And the virtual mode, like I said, this was supposed to be used with the virtual reality headset, but it also makes a lot of fun without the virtual reality headset. But this time the main weapon is a laser cannon, and you only play with one turret. You also have rockets, but it's a completely different gameplay, but it makes a lot of fun, and the graphics are even better than in the Missile Command 3D mode. And I really can highly recommend this game to everybody who has a Jaguar or who wants to get a Jaguar. This game makes a lot of fun, and pretty awesome game for the Atari Jaguar. The next game is Alien versus Predator, and for many people, including myself, it is the best game for the Atari Jaguar, and other people would say that it is the second best title and they prefer Tempest 2000. Basically, most of the gamers would say that those games are the best games for the Atari Jaguar. Now, I have Tempest 2000 and I played it a long time ago, and I know it is a very cool game, but I'm not gonna show the game to you because my version is still sealed and I wanna keep it that way. Maybe sometime in the future I may open it up or buy myself another copy of the game, but yeah, I'm not gonna show you the game, but it is a pretty cool game. Okay, now to Alien vs Predator. Now, this game is also a little bit special because in this game you can choose between 3 different characters. You can play as a colonial marine, you can play as an alien and a predator. And this is the only game that came with 3 overlays. So you have 1 overlay for the marine, and as you can see, you can choose the weapons, make side steps and bring up the map. With the predator, you also can choose the different weapons, you can heal yourself, then you turn on the cloaking device and go through all kinds of visions, you know, like infrared and thermal vision and all kinds of stuff. Then also bring up the map and do side steps. And yeah, this is the overlay for the alien, and yeah, doesn't have anything or not very much useful. I mean, you also have side steps and the map, but you don't really have different weapons. I mean, you have different attacks. You can attack with your mouth, then with your claws, and also with your tail. But now to the game. Like I mentioned before, you could say that it is a first-person shooter if you only play as the Marine, because it's actually more a survival horror game, a first-person survival horror game. And every character has a different mission. With the Colonial Marine, you have to work your way to the main computer and enable the self-destruct sequence to kill all the aliens on board of the ship and also the predators. When you play as the Predator, you wanna make your way to the alien ship and kill the queen of the aliens. And when you play as the alien, your mission is to work your way to the alien queen and rescue the alien queen. In this game, like I said, you have 3 characters, and also the game is completely different with every character. Now, with the Colonial Marine, it is more a first-person shooter, since you defend yourself against the aliens and the predators with all kinds of weapons from the Alien movies, and you can also find the motion tracking device, which is pretty useful. With the Alien, you move faster, but you don't have many hit points. With the Predator, it is more like a cat and mouse game with all the enemies, and you have to think about some tactics, how to engage all the enemies. The graphics in the game are very good. Also, the sound effects are pretty awesome. And this is also a game that doesn't have music in the game, but this is a perfect example where you don't need music in the game, because it's such a thick atmosphere. It's so awesome, and it really catches the spirit of the movies, or let's say for me of the second movie, Aliens, one of my favorite movies. And this was also actually the only reason why I bought the Atari Jaguar in the first place when I started collecting. And not that I read anywhere or anybody told me that Alien vs Predator is the best game for the Atari Jaguar and because of that you have to buy it. But before this game was released, at the time, I read about this game in a video game magazine. I read a preview and I saw screenshots, and I thought, man, this would be the game for me, because like I said, I'm a huge fan of Aliens. And yeah, but then I read somewhere that it was made for a different system, and if I remember correctly, at that time I had a PC, and yeah, I thought, what a shame I can't play it. But later on, when I started collecting and I bought my Atari Jaguar, after that I found out that this game was made for this console, so I had to get my hands on this game. And yeah, like I said, for me this is really the best game for the Atari Jaguar. It looks great, it plays great, and because of the 3 different characters you get completely different experience of the game. So I highly recommend this game to anybody who has a Jaguar and or wants to get a Jaguar and is a fan of survival horror games or first-person shooters. Then yeah, you can't go wrong with Alien vs Predator. So now we come to the Atari Jaguar CD games, and yeah, like I mentioned, Blue Lightning was one of the packing games, and some of the games were sold like this here in a slip case made of cardboard. And yeah, when you open it up, then on the left side in here you would have the overlay, then in the middle you had the manual which you can take out if you want, and of course the CD. Then also other CD games were sold in bigger cardboard boxes like this one, and this is actually bigger than the normal cases like Iron Soldier here, Iron Soldier 2, and as you can see the other box is slightly bigger. This is also a CD game which I'm gonna show you, but just wanted to show you the boxes, how the games were sold. Okay, now Blue Lightning, yeah, actually Blue Lightning was released on the Atari Lynx, and it is a shooter in the same style as Afterburner. And yeah, Blue Lightning on the Atari Lynx was actually kind of a tech demo and showed the capabilities of the Atari Lynx, and Blue Lightning on the Jaguar CD also was made for that purpose. The CD version of Blue Lightning has like almost every other CD game cutscenes, and also the audio was better because it was CD quality. You can change also the views in this game, so you also have a cockpit view, but it's actually not that much fun, especially in the cockpit view. If you play it with the view from behind of the aircraft, then it's really more fun. The graphics are decent for the time. Today they don't look anything special really, and yeah, the CD audio is pretty good and the cutscenes also look nice, and yeah, for me it's a pretty average game, but again, it's a packing game, so actually not bad. The next game is Vidgrid, and yeah, I already mentioned it, like Blue Lightning, Vidgrid was also a packing game, and yeah, it also came with the demo disc of Myst, and originally it also came with the soundtrack of Tempest 2000. Okay, now Vidgrid is more or less a puzzle game, a drag and drop puzzle game. It also was a kind of a tech demo, or well, let's say it was supposed to show the capabilities of the CD add-on, and in this game you can choose one of 9 music videos, and when you select the video you watch the music video, you listen to the music, and you have to put the picture in the right order. You can make this game a little bit harder or easier in the options, and yeah, it's a nice puzzle game. It's cool to watch the music videos, but yeah, that's basically the game.